Three, two, three, two, three, two. This shit was all I knew. You and me only. I did it all for you. Still, you were lonely. We could have worked it out, but I guess things change. Funny how someone else's success brings pain when you no longer involved. That person has it all, and you just stuck standing there. But I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something, baby. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. Oh. Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of the beloved, the great, the amazing, the best show on earth, the Arts Block Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Curry III. It is an honor to be with you yet another. Is there a hole in this sock? Oh no, I'm tweaking. It is an honor to be with you yet another week. I'm here. It is a blessing that I'm here with you this week. It is a blessing that I'm here with you, talking to you all. Won't get into the details of that though. Just know that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you can be notified every time that we post a podcast. If you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, make sure you give me a 5-star and a review. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for the continuous support, the continuous love, the this journey that we're on, man. It's a blessing, man. It's an amazing journey to be on, and I'm glad. I wouldn't have asked to be on this journey with anybody else, with any other human beings on this earth other than you all. And I can say that from the absolute bottom, the absolute pit of my heart. Before I speaking of like things in the heart, before I even get started on today's episode, like on getting into the topics and stuff that I actually want to talk about, I just want to come on here. Something was in my heart. I was doing laundry and I was thinking about other people's platforms, and I was thinking about where I want my platform to go, and I was thinking about how often people with platforms misuse their platforms, and how wrong messages can be spread, and how agendas can be spread, and uh how things can get looked at differently based off of which platform you're going to consume your content on, right? I want everybody, old listeners, new listeners, young listeners, older listeners, I want everybody to know that this is a platform that is a it's a this is a loving space. This is a space of love. This is a space of comfort. This is a space where you can be yourself, you can be comfortable, you can be who you are freely, no judgment. I love you. This is a community, right? This is a setting where opinions can be had and opinions can be made, and people can disagree with the opinions that you have, and the opinions that you have made with love, right? With love, with care, with, hey, I love you, but I don't agree with that. Hey, I love you, but I think you were wrong in this aspect. Um, yeah, I just, I think that a lot of people misuse their platforms. A lot of people gain a following, and they let that following get into their head. People work hard just to gain notoriety, but what I'm doing isn't necessarily for notoriety. It's to just push positivity, push love, and love and positivity is what's going to stay. It's going to outlast everything. So I just want everybody to know that this isn't the platform where we gossip. This isn't the platform where I'm just reporting on the news. This imagine this is like Fox 5 for artists. This is like Fox 5 for your creatives. This is that. I am just reporting on the news that I see, giving my opinion on certain things. We're not here for speculation. We're here for straight that hurt. We're not here for speculation. We're here for straight facts. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's my little before pod spill. If you are interested in having your own platform, if you are interested in being a voice for the people, understand what being a voice means and understand that your voice is valuable and understand that people, you being a voice means that people have to listen to you to be a voice. A Like, I think the saying is like, if a tree fell in the woods and nobody heard it fall, did it fall or something like that? If you are a voice but nobody's hearing you, are you truly a voice? The voice has to be heard. So if you want to be a voice, people are listening to you, people are hearing you speak. Just be cognizant of that. Be very diligent and be very strategic and very smart, and just say what's on your heart, but say it diligently. Say it with care. Say it with wisdom. You know. Yeah, that's my little spill for the start of the podcast. All right. First things on the docket. This is huge for hip hop, huge for hip hop, huge for Chicago, huge, 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 huge. Chief Keef, for the first time in 11, 12 years, something like that, he performs in Chicago at Summer Smash. If you don't know what Summer Smash is a festival that I think Lyrical Lemonade put on Summer Smash, and it was a huge success. It was in Chicago, huge success, amazing. What it looked like, I didn't go, but from what it looked like it was fantastic. It looked like it was super amazing, super dope, super well put together. But last night, Chief Keef, for the first time in years and over a decade, performed in Chicago. He performed songs that he never performed in Chicago before. I think he opened his set with Finito. I think, I'm not sure. But he definitely performed Finito for the first time uh in Chicago, and it was a vibe. Um the reason why this struck me out so much is because when people say that, you know, I think the line is, everybody said I couldn't come back home, but guess when I heard that? When I was back home. I think home is such a significant place for artists, right? Especially rappers of like Chief Keef's caliber, right? People who are like Chief Keef is a whether you all would want to admit it or not, Chief Keef is a drill legend. He is a legend. He is the pioneer. He is the guy when it comes to drill rap, drill music. He is the guy, right? When it comes to that. So for him to not have been performing at home for such a long time, but still been having a big impact on the world and on hip hop and just on the community, right? I think that was a big deal for him, and I think that might have hurt him. And I think that might have just, I don't know. I think him performing in Chicago was a sense of, I think it was like of him performing in Chicago again, being as big of an artist as he is now, was a huge check mark off the box of things and ideas and just the list of things that he might want to do as an artist. The reason why this is such a big deal is because Chief Keef, like I said earlier, Chief Keef pushed pillars and moved mountains and was the face of drill rap for a long time, and he is the reason why we have artists. We Chief Keef is the main reason, like a huge reason why we have Chicago drill. He is the reason why we have Chicago drill. Huge reason why we have New York drill, UK drill, why we have just a whole drill market in general, right? Chief Keef did that. Like Sosa did that. Almighty Sosa did that. So shout out Chief Keef. Congratulations on your performance. It looked super dope. But yeah, why, I think the question now presents itself as why, when you come home, or why did it take so long for him to do that? It's a whole story behind it. I don't remember the story off the top of my head right now, of like him, like the dealings with the thing, like the mayor and the police and stuff like that had going on. But again, Chief Keef is so big to Chicago. He's so big to the community. I think that I think this is one of those things where like when adversity strikes, even though adversity struck him for so long, he prevailed. He's seen the other side. When adversity strikes you as a creative, as an artist, for a long time, it may seem like you're not making progress on a goal, or you're not where you want to be, or you're not even doing the things that you might dreamed of doing. Like he probably dreamed of doing that to that level, or some of the songs that he performed, he probably dreamed of like, man, I wish I can perform this song in front of Chicago. I wish my hometown could hear me perform this. I wish my hometown could see me on this tour run, or I can do this album run in my city, right? The city that I'm from, right? That's a huge deal, and the fact that he wasn't able to do that, man, like in after about 12 years, he is, and he's performing at a high level, and the crowd loves him, and the reception was amazing. He brought his daughter out on stage. Oh, it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah, shout out to Chicago. I know some. Shout out to all my dogs from Chicago, man. Shout out to all my dogs from the Shy. Shout out to all my dogs from the Yeah Me. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are great. Next thing on the Nah, for real. Shout out Chief Keef, Homes Where the Heart Is. Yeah, and I know that moment meant a lot for him. I know that moment meant special. His first words was, "I'm back. I'm back, mother effer." That's what he said, and I think that meant a lot for him. That meant a lot for him. I know it did, and I'm okay with that. Side note, before I get into the second thing, y'all, I've been watching Bridgerton, right? I watched the first two seasons of Bridgerton. I just got done watching Queen Charlotte, uh, the season one of Queen Charlotte, literally right before I press record, and I'm about to start season three of Bridgerton tomorrow. I'm gonna be editing the pod and watching season three of Bridgerton. Y'all, that show is good. Y'all, if y'all have not tapped into Bridgerton, please tap into Bridgerton. That show is so good. It is such a good show. I've been locked in. Like I've been so locked in on Bridgerton. I don't want to talk about it because this isn't. I mean, this is the platform for that, but it's not at the same time. We have things to do. We have more important matters to get into. But I just love that show. That show was just so amazing. I've been watching. I just got done watching Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte was crazy. I don't want to spoil anything. Mainly, I don't want to talk about it because if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil anything. Even though season one and season two been out for a while, Queen Charlotte has been out for a while. Season three, Bridgerton just came out. And I'm saying Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte is like a spin-off of Bridgerton. So Bridgerton is like the main show or like the first show. Queen Charlotte is like a spin-off of that. Oh, and y'all thinking, dang, after two seasons of the show, they gave like the show a spin-off. That's how good the show is, y'all. Like I'm telling y'all, that's how good the show is. All right, next thing on the docket. This happened literally the day on Wednesday, last Wednesday, the day I uploaded um the day I uploaded the pod, right? The last pod that we did. Sexy Red got into an altercation at the airport. Now, what's the details of this altercation? I don't know. What happened? I don't know. What happened leading up? I don't know. I just know I watched the video. It was Sexy Red. She was throwing something at somebody in the middle of the airport. Now, I've said this once. I'm going to say it again. If you ever catch me lacking, if you want to catch me at any moment, if you are an op of mine, I don't even have ops, but just say you are a hater of mine and you want to catch me somewhere and there will be no repercussions for your actions for catching me in this place, catch me at the airport. That's the one place where I will literally do nothing to you is at the airport. The airport is the one spot for me that is like, no, no, I am not, bro. Listen, there is nothing in this world. There is nobody in this world that can make me angry enough to be on a no-fly list. Nobody. Nobody in this world. Nobody. Listen, last time I flew to Atlanta, right? I flew to Atlanta. I got the good Delta flight. Good Delta flight to Atlanta, the Atlanta Delta hub. So had to get the good Delta flight to Atlanta, right? Got the God leave these headphones, boy. I'm telling you. Hold on. I bet. Got the good Delta flight to Atlanta. Flew to Atlanta. Wait, no, no, no. Before I flew to Atlanta, I got the TSA clear for free for the free ski. A dude stopped me. He was like, "Hey, bro, do you want clear?" It's like, "What's clear?" He was like, "Man, that joint gonna get you all the way to the front of the line, in front of the TSA line, no problem." Said, "Shit, clear me up then." Clear me, give me what's up? What I gotta do? Sign up, put your card information, whoop, whoop, whoop. Then he was like, just cancel it after when you come back. He was like, when you come back, cancel it. Like when you fly back home after your trip to Atlanta, just cancel, clear. You'll be straight. Cool. You think I was jeopardizing all of that if I see somebody I don't like at the airport? You think I'm fighting you, bro? I just got the clear. I just got TSA clear for free. I just got clear for. I'm in front of the TSA line for free for the free ski. No tripping. I'm on a Delta flight, a good Delta flight too. Window seat on the Delta flight too. Don't play with me. I'm window seating on the Delta window seat on the Delta flight with the good Biscoff cookies. Get out of my face, bro. Get out of my face, bro. I am not playing no games with you, bro. I am not playing no bro. I am not about to fight you, bro. I am not about to fight you, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Me putting hands on you is not worth it, bro. I am not jacking that, bro. That is not worth it, bro. That is not worth it, bro. Nah, Sexy Red. I told you this last week. No, week. What's this last week? Hold on, let me look at my list. Week before last, Sexy Red. I told you that you have a platform and you have to do a better job at representing, and you have to do a better job at what you promote and say. You have to do a better job at just being somebody with the platform, right? It goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of this episode, right? When you have a platform and when you have people watching you and you are a voice to a certain demographic of people, you have to make sure that your demographic of people are well taken care of. You now have a responsibility to those people to be have those people be well taken care of, right? Sexy. You, ma'am, you have you we need to do better. We need to do better. We need to do better. What, I want to know, what was it that made you that upset where you felt like you needed to fight at the airport? Because I guarantee you nothing is that big of a deal where you need to be scrapping at the airport. Nothing is. And if you're thinking of things right now that you'd be like, "Oh, well, I will fight over this at the airport," you don't need to be flying. You don't need to be flying. If you have your passport, put it up. You don't need to be flying. If you bought your ticket to any put that ticket, get a refund. Get a refund on that ticket. You Dang, you might got a non-refundable junk though. Dang, that's tough. That's tough, Shorty. I don't know what to tell you. But you should not be flying if you are willing to get in fights at the airport. If things piss you also, bro, I take early flights. Like my flights usually leave at like 6 a.m. Right? So that means usually I'm at the airport around 4, 5 ish, right? 4, 5 ish. I'm at the airport. There is nothing at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning that you could. I am not fighting you at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I am not. I don't have time for this. I don't have time. Please, please. I don't know what time it was when Sexy Red was flying out, right? It could have been 12 p.m. Could have been 2, 3, 4. Could have been middle of the day, right? There's nothing there's nothing that you could do or say to me that can make me fight you at the airport. There, you know why? I have a destination to go to. I have a place to go to, whether that's a new destination or whether I'm coming back home. I have I have somewhere to be. You think you're going to prevent me from getting somewhere that I need to be? Fuck out of here. I am, bro. No, no, and it wasn't just Sexyy Red. I just don't want to make this seem like it was just Sexyy Red. Now it was Sexyy Red, and it was like a few other people with her that was also in the shenanigans as well from the video that I saw. I just think that we need a talk. We need to sit down, talk. Let's get come to the Sexyy Red. Come to the Arsenal podcast. I just need to know what these last couple of weeks. Where has your mind been? Where has your mind been these last couple of weeks? I need to know. Joe on the Joe Budden podcast said he was like, "Man, was she pregnant?" I don't think that matters. I mean that does matter. Let me not say that. Okay, let me not say that because that does matter. Her being pregnant definitely does matter, but it doesn't matter in the sense of it doesn't take away that you were fighting in the airport. You were fighting in the airport, and plus, all right, boom, right. Say I do get into an altercation with somebody at the airport. Let's just say they're on my flight. Nigga, we going to the same place. So after we get off this flight and after we get out the airport at whatever destination we are, trust, I can be waiting for you outside. You can be waiting for me outside. It's whatever. It's up, right? Once we get outside that airport. But if we are still, no, buddy, no. I'm about to catch this flight. I'm about to go lay down. I'm about to watch a movie and do the little headrest shit again. I'm on my Delta. I'm on my Delta. I'm about to do the little pillow headrest joint. Eat my Biscoff cookies. Turn on the movie. Close my eyes. Feet crossed. Be taking off, baby. I'll wait. I wake me up when we land. Hello. Next thing on the docket. Complex. Now, y'all know Complex isn't the best when it comes to releasing lists, but Complex decided to release another list of the funniest people on the internet right now, and it is ranked. It is 20 celebrities. I mean, well, 20 people on the list. It's 20 people ranked on the list. I'm gonna give y'all the whole list. Fuck it, why not? So at number 20 is Caleb Presley. And number 19 is Gillian Wallow. And number 18 is New York Nay. And number 17, it is Vince Staples. And number 16, it is Cam and Mace. And number 15, it is Lou Ratchet. And number 14 is Kai Cenat. And number 13 is Phantom. And number 12, it's Zoe Spencer. And number 11, it is Lou Young. Now, for the top 10. At number 10, it is the 85 South Show. Number 9, Malik B. Number 8, Desi Banks. We're going to get to that later. Number 7, Curvo Dolo. Number 6, Funny Marco. Now, here comes your top 5. At number 5, Theo Vaughn. That's cool. At number 4, Trey Rags. All right. At number 3, RDC World 1. Okay. At number 2, Ben Don. Cool. And at number 1, which is a pretty obvious number 1 pick, I don't think there's any list where this guy isn't number 1 on your funniest guys on the internet list. Drewski. Let's talk about it. One, I think that again, Complex isn't the best with list. So anytime I see a Complex list, I'm not expecting the greatest list of all time. I'm not expecting the most well organized list of all time. I don't think that this list is well organized at all. I think that, again, like Complex just does things. I think Complex just does things and they don't really know what they're doing, to be honest. Like, it's people on this list that I don't think should be on this list. It's people on this, like, how can I say this? Complex. I think Complex right now is at a weird place with their just with everything that they have going on, right? They're at a weird place. They're in a transitional period of coming out of the old shit, but trying to figure out the young too, right? Complex does a good job, sort of, kind of, on certain things. However, what Complex doesn't do very well is catering to their core audience, because I don't think Complex really has a core audience. I think I'm getting off track. This list, I don't like this list. This is cool, but I anyway, I'm not here to give my opinions on the list. Desi Banks gave his own opinions on the list. Remember the guy that was number 8, Desi Banks. He gave his own opinions on this list that was made. Desi Banks was not a fan of this complex list. And being ranked number 8. Now, I do not have Desi's you know what? Let's just pull it up. Desi. Oh, my bad. Desi Banks complex reaction. So boom. All right. So where's the full quote? 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 Basically, Desi Banks had very mixed feelings on. Oh, here it goes. Basically, Desi Banks had really mixed feelings on being ranked number 8th on the funniest top 20 funniest people list, right? Under a comment section, Desi Banks said, I guess I ain't shit. Cool. Yep, I'm pissed, but I'm going to keep grinding, right? Now, this is why I say this list is not great, right? Because to be honest, I think Desi Banks should be ranked higher. I find Desi Banks funny. However, comedy is subjective, blah, 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 right? I know. But I do think Desi Banks is higher than 8. I think Desi Banks is funnier than Theo Vaughn. I would even put Desi Banks funnier than Trey Rags. However, I am not. On God's green earth, hell would have to freeze over for me to say that uh uh Desi Banks, I couldn't even get the man's name out. Hell would have to freeze over for me to say Desi Banks is funnier than Drewski. I boy, you done lost your mind. I listen, Desi, you are funny. You're really funny. You have really good skits. You have really good stage comedy, right? Really good stage shows. Drewski is in a whole nother atmosphere. Drewski is in a whole nother universe. Drewski is. I don't even think Drewski is doing it. Drewski is making social experiments funny. Like he's he's making. I don't know how to describe it. He's making life for common people funny. Like Desi, you're really based on the hood, right? You're do like real hood comedy, which I appreciate and I love. I find it funny. However, Drewski is doing a more broad version of that. He's touching the workplace. He's touching, this demographic. He's touching that demographic. He has the racist country redneck white dude who loves to roll tide, roll tide. What's his name? Billy or something? Roll tide. I don't give a pish about nothing but the tide. That's funny, but it's funny and it reaches different demographics and not just yours, right? However, Drewski is never losing his core audience. Drewski knows who his target audience is. He makes content for that target audience. However, he gets out of his comfort zone at times so it can reach different people while also reaching his target audience. He never misses his target audience. Desi, you're so focused on the target audience, you're not broadening out and reaching out to different things. So your content and your skits start feeling repetitive, right? Drewski is bro. Drewski did a TSA skit. Everybody can relate because I know for a fact anybody who has ever flew had a horrible, bad TSA experience. Drewski did a TSA skit, which is probably one of the funniest skits he has ever done because I was like, yo, I have dealt with people in TSA who were exactly like this, right? It's so relatable. It's funny. Not everything is super relatable that you do, Desi, and that's just the difference between you and Drewski. But that doesn't mean that you're not funny. It just means that you're not number one. Like you're not number one. Like I don't think Ben Don should be number two. Yeah, I think, but also what I think this list is this. I don't think that this list is the funniest people on the internet. I think this list is composed of the most memeable people on the internet. These people are very memeable. There are a lot of memes made from these people, a lot of memes and a lot of gifs and a lot of things that we see on the internet. These folks on this list made like a lot of clips that we use, a lot of things that we like post in the pictures. A lot of these people made these things, right? A lot of the things that we repost, a lot of the you feel me. So I think it's one of those like who's the most clippable. If this was a most clippable list, I think that this list is perfect. Like whose gifs get used the most, whose sayings get used the most, who get like I think that this list, but when it comes to the funniest people, I don't think that this list is compiled of the funniest people on the internet. I think there's people funnier on the internet. But I do love the fact that Cam and Mace are on this list. I love Cam and Mace. I literally watch It Is What It Is every morning. Um, I do love that they're on this list, that they're receiving the flowers that they truly deserve. I'm glad and I'm happy about that. 16. Like bro, if like funniest people, 16 is low for Cam and Mace because they're funny as a mug. They're funny, like they're hilarious. So I think 16 is low. But hey, who am I? I'm just some guy with a podcast. But yeah, shout out Complex, shout out Desi Bank, shout out everybody who's made the list. Obviously, Drewski, I didn't see Drewski say anything about the list. But he's number one. So why would he say anything about the list? I also don't like how it says Mark Phillips and RDC World. Like RDC World isn't a group. It's not like they basically said Mark Phillips and them other niggas. Nah, like they're a group together. Like just say RDC World. You didn't say Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, Chico Bean. You didn't say Carlos Miller and 85 South show. Nah, you just said 85 South. Also 85 South should be higher on the list because them niggas are actual comedians and they're actually funny as fuck. And if you actually watch their comedy, they are hilarious. So again, it's all subjective. Comedy subjective. Um, Carlos Miller also released a statement, but his was way more positive. His was basically saying, I just love how many people from Atlanta are on this list. Like I love the Atlanta representation on this list. And you know what? Shout out Carlos Miller for that, for that, for that, for that, for that. Is this the last thing on the docket, or I'm going to touch that last thing? I think I'm going to end it off with this. I'm tired, and I've been pushing out longer pods recently. Hold on, let's look at the list. Let's look at the list, right? 47, 51, 45, 54, 46. Yeah, bro. This is gonna be a 30-minute pod. this is this is gonna be a 30-minute pod. Y'all got 4 weeks, four over 45-minute pods from me 4 weeks in a row. Yeah, this is gonna be a 30-minute pod. Um, last thing on the docket, Jay-Z Hove has announced that he will be releasing his last and final studio album. I could not be more excited. Oh, if y'all don't know, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. My dad's a huge Jay-Z fan, so that made me a huge Jay-Z fan just by like association. I think that this album, last time Hove said that he was putting out his last and final album, right? We received my favorite Hove album, the Black Album. That's my favorite Hove album. I think that's one of the greatest albums to ever touch earth, right? All hits, no misses, amazing everything, right? Everything about that album was amazing to me. 444 is a classic album because and it's a game changing album, right? That is because I feel like that's like where Jay Z we heard the transition between boy to man for Jay Z, right? Or just like man to more man, right? Like he how he matured as a man into manhood during that time. I don't know what this album could be about. I don't know where Jay is. Nobody knows where Jay is musically or family wise or creatively. We don't know where he lies. We don't know where he is. Last thing I've known that we've heard from him is God did, right? However, what we have been seeing is we have been seeing Jay-Z out more. We've seen Jay-Z do the Tom Brady um jersey retirement party. We've seen Jay-Z just recently yesterday on Sunday, he recently just did the Tony Awards. Jay-Z with Alicia Keys, they both perform New York. You know what's they I mean, I say New York. They both perform Empire State of Mind, but you know what's crazy is they didn't invite Lil Mama to they didn't invite Lil Mama to perform Empire State of Mind, and she was just gonna be standing there like this with him. They ain't let her stand there like this with him. They ain't let her stand there like this, and I don't like that because I feel like even though she wasn't on the song, she was on the song, and and I feel like that moment at the Tony Awards just would have been way better if she just got on Lil Mama got on stage and just with them like that. I don't know. That's just that's that's just me though. But nah, I'm excited for this album. I think that this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be one of those albums that are like that's like I'm not. Even though he announced it as this is his last album, right? And you know my mind when I hear Jay Z's last like when he said this is my last and final album. I'm retiring after this album. I'm done with rap. I'm going back to the Black Album and hearing how amazing that was, right? But I will be doing him a disservice as an artist, and I will be doing myself a disservice as a consumer of art to place where he was then that criteria on to now, right? The bar has changed for him. He hasn't dropped an album in 8 years. That's eight, seven, 8 years, some around there, 7 or 8 years. He hasn't dropped the album 2016, 2017. I don't I don't know where the bar is for him now. Can Hove still rap? Of course, it's Hove. Does Hove still got it? Of course, it's Hove. But when it comes to putting out a whole body of work, when it comes to putting out a whole product, when it comes to all of where he is now, do we care to hear that? I don't know. I don't know. But also, again, when it comes to demographic, like he's making music for my dad. My dad is about to be 43. That's the nigga he's making music for. He's that Hove isn't thinking about me or my generation when he's out here making albums, right? I was born in 2005. I think that nigga was on retirement still. I think Kingdom Come was like his return album that came out in '07. I was 2 when that released. I was my dad went on the Blueprint 3 tour when Blueprint 3 came out 2008, 2009. I was like 3 when that like you feel me? So like Hove don't care about what I feel about this situation or how I feel about his new album coming out. But I am excited for it. And will I listen to it? Yes, because it's Hove and I love Hove. But I just don't know what to expect from it. And I think that's a good thing that, you know, maybe I don't have expectations. And maybe we shouldn't have expectations. Maybe we should just let the music be. And on that note, excuse me, I like to thank y'all for being with me is sitting here with me on today's episode of the Arts Block Podcast. But before we go, I do have to give y'all this dead or alive. Now, if this is your first time watching me, hello. If this is your last time, goodbye. But here on the Arts Block Podcast, we have this segment called Dead or Alive, where me or the artist gets to choose artists that we would like to work with that is dead or alive. Now we can choose one artist, we can choose 100 artists. This is my podcast. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Um, hmm. I really should be thinking about these before I get on, but I feel like that erases the fun of it. And I really don't like choosing people who okay, got it. Like I was saying, I really don't like choosing people who I've said before. I don't like choosing people who I've said before, but so be it. Here we go. I don't think I've said any of these people before. This is who I want to work with, dead or alive. I want to work with Shonda Rhimes. I want to work with Will Packer, and I want to work with Eddie Murphy. Now, we'll do all three of those people have in common? Let me know in the comments on why I would want to work with those people. But thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Arts Block Podcast. I have been your host, Eric Curry III. Yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you can be notified every time we post a podcast. If you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, make sure you give me a 5-star and a review. You can just comment and saying that this is the best podcast you have ever heard in your life, and that will suffice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode. Remember that I love you. God love you. Remember that I love you. God loves you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Eric Curry III. Make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram at Arts Block Podcast. Now remember that I love you. Remember that God loves you. Do something every day that makes you happy. Do it with purpose. Do it with grace. Do it with humility. Walking your purpose, walking whatever you want to do, not what people are telling you to do, not what you think will make the most money, not what you think will set you up, fulfill you set you up in the future, or fulfill what you want, fulfill what you need now. Do whatever you want to do. Do what makes you feel happy. Do whatever helps you create the most. Do whatever you feel passionate about. Whatever that is, do that. Um, I'm here for you. If you need anything, the Arts Block Podcast is here for you. If you need anything. But yeah, again, life's too short to be um life's too short to just be complaining and wondering and wondering what ifs. Life's too short for what ifs. So don't think about what ifs. Think about what is. Also remember that we need to live today like it's our last. Forget about the past. Pour you an extra wine glass because we are celebrating you today. Again, my name has been Eric Curry III. It's time for me to get off this pod and go to bed. I am out. Peace and love.